His life was a path of self-creation. He used to dream, set high goals, and fight for his ideas. He was always focused on winning, and he always won. He is the famous Ukrainian rehabilitation doctor, Volodymyr Kozyavkin. International recognition, high titles of the Hero of Ukraine, awarding medals for being an honored worker of science and technology, and other awards for respected merits appeared later. First, there was a dream, the first and the most important, to become a doctor. Already as a student of the Grodno Medical Institute, he visited the Scandinavian countries, where he had the opportunity to become acquainted with the work of doctors that helped patients with chronic neurological disorders, and was impressed by what he has seen. Then the next dream was born. I want Ukraine to have the same level of rehabilitative care. After that, he began making his dreams a reality, step by step. It took years to find innovative and drug-free methods for care of patients with organic brain lesions and to create centers that could meet international standards of highly efficient medical technologies in rehabilitation. In the middle of 1980s, Kozyavkin saw first results. In particular, the first rehabilitation center of the new generation, Elite, was founded and immediately gained popularity not only in Ukraine, but also abroad. Information about the significant advances of Lviv doctors led by Volodymyr Kozyavkin spread out into the world, and Lviv began to treat first foreign patients from Europe. Lviv began to accept people from the whole country, and all of them were interested in only one particular institution. It was nothing special from the outside. A former barn building became the Lviv Rehabilitation Center in May of 1990s, created by the heads of Glava Zoloto of the USSR. Its executives were people that had nothing in common with medicine, but they had a clear understanding what they were investing in, as one of the most important tasks of the center was the treatment of children with cerebral palsy.
Упродовж численних днів, ночей важко не одне трудились літо, щоб зцілити, втішити дітей і почути вдячне від людей. Ви у нас найкращі, ви еліта!
In a couple of years, the flow of patients from different parts of Ukraine and foreign countries has grown so rapidly that no one could have expected such an expansion. The new clinical base was established in the Truskavets Sanatorium Carpathians. However, Dr. Kozyavkin had already realized that it is time to build a new hospital, one that could be stylish, modern, and adapted to the specific needs of each patient. He always lived by the rule, if you want something done good, do it yourself. That is why he was always involved in everything, from the project development to the creation of the interior design of the rooms. He believed that the new clinic should be aimed to treat and inspire optimism through everything, from personnel and special equipment to the recreation rooms and stained glass. As experience showed later, he made the right decision.
Professor Kozyavkin, i miei più sinceri e migliori auguri per il suo 70° compleanno. Le auguro che abbia ancora tanta salute e che possa continuare ancora per molti anni. Auguri.
My son Muhammad, his name is Muhammad, is old, 9 years now. He's find very care in this clinic and very good and modern treatment in this clinic.
My personal experience as a neurologist and as a mother, I can see a great improvement of children's conditions after the treatment.
Шановний Володимир Ілліч, весь колектив Міжнародної клініки відновного лікування вітає вас з ювілеєм. Ми всі бажаємо вам міцного здоров'я, щастя, благополуччя на многі і довгі літа.
His work as a neurologist and a manual therapist and the observance of the changes in the muscle tone in adults after manipulations on the spine encouraged Volodymyr Kozyavkin to implement the idea of utilizing techniques of manual therapy when treating children, adapting them to the anatomical and physiological characteristics of the child's body. The result of this new approach in the mid-80s exceeded all expectations. It decreased muscle tone in patients with spastic forms of cerebral palsy, increased the motion range, which was noticed by the attending physicians, the patients themselves, and by the parents of sick children. In 1988, the Commission of the Ministry of Health, headed by Professor Ksenia Semyonova, accepted the conclusion of creating a fundamentally new treatment methodology for patients with cerebral palsy.
Я приехала к Владимиру Ильичу, пришла к Владимиру Ильичу в кабинет.
I came to Volodymyr Kozyavkin's clinic, entered his office, and he prepared 30 children for me to meet. Their mothers brought them to the clinic, and I began speaking with them. They told me stories how their children that couldn't walk, couldn't move their arms, couldn't sit, couldn't speak, suffered from intellectual deficits began to feel better. I was shocked. I have never seen a result like this one. But Professor Kozyavkin's methods are unique, and there is nothing like them in the whole world.
Пошли на поправку.
Soon after, the system of intensive neurophysiological rehabilitation, based on the original author's technique of biomechanical correction of the spine and large joints, proposed by Volodymyr Kozyavkin, has gained a wide international reputation. The Kozyavkin's method was included in the 4 most effective conservative methods of rehabilitation of patients with cerebral palsy. Rehabilitologists from all around the world come to the Truskovets clinic to learn more about the doctor's methodology. Today we had the opportunity to see that the rehabilitation processes that happen in this clinic are very interesting. I think they should be effective. I also think that it is very important that Professor Kozyavkin and his colleagues are publishing more and more scientific works and articles that will provide a better understanding of the rehabilitation methods. This will give more possibilities for foreign specialists to study the rehabilitation approaches of the professor and find proof of their efficacy. The European Parliament focused attention on treatment of children with cerebral palsy for a reason. The Ukrainian methodology of treatment that was presented on various conferences was also spoken about the patients that underwent the treatment personally. This little boy is from the Netherlands. His homeland doctor said that this boy will never walk again, but Ukrainian physicians helped him to literally get on his feet. What gratitude for the doctor could be better than a happy face of a smiling child who is making one's first steps in life, or is capable of giving a friendly wave with one's hand.
Happy birthday, Professor. We wish you have a great day.
Добрий день. Танджабі Америка Гозайма.
I will say to you for Ingrid and Maya, Lamuzia.
Владимир Ильич, от имени российских пациентов поздравляем вас с юбилеем. Желаем вам крепкого здоровья, счастья, хорошего настроения на долгие годы.
Volodymyr Kozyavkin would not be himself when, after reaching one goal, he did not set up the next priority. Intermedical Eco-City is another ambitious plan, which is almost implemented in the Kherson region in the Natural Reserve Park located on Lake Sivash on the Arabat Spit. Today it feels like the whole world gathered here. The most well-known professors and people that are working on the issues of children's cerebral palsy. The scope and the idea of this unique place, Eco-Medical City, are amazing. Volodymyr Kozyavkin is undoubtedly the person of the future that managed to create such a truly exclusive program. The staff of several clinics actively shares and promotes the ideas of the institutions that are united by a common brand of Volodymyr Kozyavkin.
Χρόνια πολλά, δόκτωρ, προφέσορ, και ό,τι επιθυμείς.
Χρόνια πολλά, δόκτωρε, όλα τα καλά, να τα έχεις, ευχαριστούμε για όλα.
Володимир Ильич, дозвольте привітати з вас з ювілеєм від нашої кіпрської діаспори. Ми поважаємо вас як нашого вчителя, причому вчителя з великої букви, який навчив зовсім по-іншому працювати, інше мислити, саморозвиватися. Тому ми бажаємо вам здоров'я, сили, наснаги, щоб цю важку ношу з достоинством несли.
Даже в пелене дождя, когда болезнь навеет скуку, тебе свою протянет руку. Он просто защитит тебя. Подожди, слова далекие из детства подарит нам большое сердце. Оно большое от любви нам с тобой. Надежда вновь откроет двери. Мы окончательно поверим, что чудо делает любовь.